Do you feel comfortable negotiating compensation and benefits with a current or future employer? Hopefully, after this, you'll feel a little bit more comfortable. Recently, I read an article entitled, How Can Women Escape the Compensation Negotiation Dilemma, written by Linda Babcock and Hannah Bowles. The article speaks a lot about stereotypes and different things in the workplace and in society in general. There's been a lot of research done trying to figure out why there is still such a large pay gap between men and women's salaries. Some of their theories are that women start out at a lower salary because they're not as comfortable negotiating like the men are. And so they never quite get to that point that the men get to because they start out so much lower. They have also looked at stereotypes in the workplace that prevent women from negotiating. So we're going to talk about a few of those things and maybe how to overcome some of those stereotypes. They think that men have been viewed as being the breadwinners and the sole providers for the family for so long that they're just expected to negotiate and they're expected to get paid more. Employers also expect them to give more. They expect to get more out of a male employee than they do out of a female employee. And they've done studies and looked at different women who have negotiated salaries and the stereotypes and the way that they're viewed in the workplace. And the ones who negotiated for a higher rate were actually viewed as being not as friendly, more strict, not as nice to work with. People just really didn't like them as much as the women who did not negotiate for a higher rate. I don't know if this is because of the way that they've negotiated or the way that they came across when they negotiated. They didn't really go into that. But the men are almost expected to do it, and it doesn't really matter how they do it. They used 4 different scripts in some of their studies to see if that had any effect on the outcome or the employer's perception of that person. And it showed that really the men could do no wrong, that no matter what script or which way they did it or said it or presented it to them, they pretty much always had the same outcome. A woman, however, if she used the script that the men used that was very businesslike and formal and just right to the point, not very friendly or any of those things, they weren't viewed so well. They were viewed as being harsh and unfriendly and not as likable. So there are different strategies that women need to use when negotiating salaries. They preferred a woman to have more open body language, to lean forward, smile, say something friendly, make sure that the employer knows that the company means a lot to you, that personal relationships mean a lot to you, because it has been proven that employers expect that of a woman. They expect a woman to provide more socially to the workplace than a male. The stereotype is that the woman is supposed to be softer and more likable, and so you need to present yourself that way when negotiating for a salary. So hopefully the next time that you get a job, you'll feel more comfortable negotiating, whether you're a male or a female. I think that you should already know what you're going to say, know what you're going to ask for, kind of have a little script in your mind. And some of the pointers I would give you, the men, they said a lot of the research showed that men like to almost like to threaten or at least say that they have an outside offer. Let's say I have had some other interviews and I've been offered a few positions or at least another position that is offering me a higher wage and benefits or better benefits or bonuses, whatever it may be. And use that kind of as leverage to negotiate for a higher rate. Women, that strategy isn't going to work so well for you. The women need to do like what I was saying earlier about leaning in, having open body language, smiling, being friendly, making sure the employer knows that having good relationships in the workplace is important to you, and almost asking, is it okay if we discuss this? Because it's something that you want to discuss, and just you just need to ask and be very friendly about it and more informal than a man would be. So good luck to you. Hopefully you feel a little bit more comfortable and you have a little bit more knowledge and resources, and so you'll be prepared to negotiate for a higher rate the next time you have an interview.